Europa, ba, 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 Europa, ba, ba. Eh.
What
Yeah.
is that? Like a little Ice Spice at the end?
No,
Okay,
that
hun.
wasn't Ice Spice. That was Meg. Ice Spice is gra.
Oh, you're right. I am so sorry, Megan the Stallion. I would never consciously compare you to Ice Spice because you actually are talented. Okay, let's go ahead and hop into this. Oh my gosh, my ear is big.
You guys, it's a Lex review stream. Oh my god. We're here. We're in
Oh, one of my
here.
dogs just farted.
That's how you tell it's the end of times for this era.
I'm not happy with it.
We're not even a minute in. We're not even a minute in, and here we are. Okay.
He just went out like not even half an hour ago.
That was on purpose. That was for
Just
you.
disappointed. Yeah, I guess. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
How are you all? Hello, K-pop 24/7. It's my second time seeing you today, baby.
K-pop, welcome back.
Welcome back. And it looks like we have a new face in here I've never seen before. We have Olivia Sjolander with hi. Hello, my name is Olivia Sjolander. I'm from Sweden. How are you today? We are good. Olivia, welcome.
Det är väl bra.
Georgios, happy to see you,
Georgios,
hun.
welcome back.
Our loyal friend. So yeah, we have a stream for you guys today. We've got stuff to go over and we have songs to review. Let's kind of start with stuff to go over, which is we've got events once again this year. So the first event that's going to be happening is after the turquoise carpet. It is the official, unofficial post turquoise carpet party. Tickets are on sale now for that. You can get the information. It's called Sips and Sequence. We're doing it in conjunction. Well, Alicia Michelle's like doing it in conjunction with that Eurovision site, Eurovision Hub, and Eurovision, I think, are the three. Is there anyone I'm missing?
I don't think so. No, I think those are the
Lou. Yep, those are the three sites we're doing it in conjunction with. That's gonna be happening in Malmo. And it's at the same place as the Eurofan Cafe. So you can get your ticket. If you have a ticket you have to have the ticket for Sips and Sequence to go to Sips and Sequence. But you can get that over on the EurovisionFam.com/events page. You'll also find tickets to the pub crawl. I think there's still tickets open for that, and there's still and that's going to be in Malmo. No, that's in Copenhagen. Or is it in Malmo?
Yes. It's the Copenhagen one.
Okay,
that's the one that.
And then there's a dinner that still has tickets open as well. And those are over on EurovisionFam EurovisionFam.com/events. And then in DC, we're doing the second semifinal watch along party at Wonder Garden, which is where we were last year. If you went to that, tickets are free. It's not really ticketed, but we do want you to RSVP so we have a general idea on the head count for that. And that's going to just be happening in DC. It's open to everyone. It's not just, it's a beer garden, but it's like family friendly beer garden. And we're not doing anything for the final because I'll tell you where I'm going to be at for the final. The Swedish Embassy. But I'm not going to be home. I'm going to be at the Swedish Embassy, but we're not hosting that one. So yeah. If you want to go to that, go to the Swedish Embassy site.
I will be at home holding the ground out here in the SF Bay area and hosting my own party out here. But I would love to have been able to join you guys out on the East Coast or really anywhere where we would be able to meet the fam and Alicia and all those guys. By the way, you guys, if you have the chance to meet any of us, including Alicia, anyone on the Eurovision fam team, or really any of the colleagues at our friendly sites, then by all means, go ahead and hang out with those guys. It is an incredible time.
Yeah, the ticketed events, they're fun. And if you've never been to one of Alicia's events, she knows how to host an event.
She's
that's
like
all
Alicia.
I'm say.
That woman's
well worth
fun.
The price of
like deeply fun.
Yeah. Other people are just mentioning where they're going to be. Peter is going to be at the Slovakia. Also organizes a Eurovision party for the first time in Bratislava. Nice. Are you going to be there?
The Bratislava Eurovision party. That's
I
a
think
life goal for
fun.
me. That's a life goal for me. Are you kidding? That sounds lit.
I mean, I feel like going to Bratislava period would be a good time.
Yeah.
Who am I missing? I'm
Slovakia,
just trying
get
to
your
think.
flowers, girl. Get your flowers.
I miss Slovakia.
Don't close your eyes.
You can
That
keep
was the last
singing.
time, wasn't it?
I Slovakia.
Yeah, yeah, you get it.
Okay, George's Papadopoulos. For me, I'll be at home with friends and family coming over.
Same
Nice.
here. Same here.
All right. And then K-pop
Classic
24/7 is I
Eurovision
have my
party.
Copenhagen ticket. Are you going to Copenhagen? Or was it Malmohagen? Because that party looks like it's gonna be a good time.
I know.
That looks like
Gosh,
that's gonna be the
so many cool
pre-party of
people
the
are going
season.
there.
I
Yeah.
mean, like it really does. Like it looks so good there. I'm not gonna lie.
That's the great thing about having like Copenhagen, Malmö. It's like with the two cities, there's twice as many possibilities.
All right. So Olivia Skjonlander says, I'm so glad Eurovision contest is here in Sweden. I'm excited to see Marcus and Martinez start number. I can't wait for that. So yeah. You know what? You mentioned them. So let's go ahead and hop into reviews. Because we are going to kick it off with Marcus and Martinez. But before we do that, we got to go over criteria. Jordan, you want to hit them with that?
Yes. But really quickly before we go over criteria, we have the fan feature on the
Oh my
site.
God, you're right. I am so sorry. I am
That is
sorry,
all
Andrew.
right. And I'm just going to tell you guys about this fan feature really quick. So we have a new writer on our site, you guys, Mr. Andrew Gordon from the Washington, D.C. area. In his fan feature article on the site, which you could look at in the description below or to the side, I guess now it is, you take a look at Mr. Andrew Gordon, our new writer, whose favorite song in Eurovision is Iceland 2022, Midagi Soul. So immediately, taste, very tasteful. Love that. Love that for us and love that for him. And favorite Eurovision winner being ABBA's Waterloo, a classic. And he does mention that Waterloo is a mainstay on his son's Bathtub Tunes playlist. Go ahead
Aw.
and check out his article. And yeah, you'll get to know him a little bit more. You'll see him next season when he gets a little bit more writing. And so you could really get to know his style and his way of his approach to the contest, because that's what we are. We are outside the community coming into the contest with our own approach. So check out that article, you guys.
Yeah.
And the criteria.
Hey, it's a good time. All right. So that being said, I'm sorry, I just saw where Georgios lives, and I'm like, oh,
That's
I
all
thought of a TikTok. Right. So let's go ahead and hop into criteria. Right. So what are our criteria for Eurovision reviewing?
So this actually feels really appropriate to say these criteria again, because I know we have some new viewers on the stream. So you guys, this is how we look at each of the songs we review. First is lyrical content. We analyze the lyrics. If anything stands out to us, we talk about it. If there's any metaphor that we feel is very strong, then we mention that as it takes place in the song. The second thing is production and genre. So those two are a combined asset. We look at the song outside of the lyrics. We take a look at the production, the mixing, kind of just the sonic levels of it without the lyrical content of it. The third criterion is unique elements. So this is putting it back in context of the Eurovision Song Contest. Is there anything in this particular song we're talking about that sets it apart from the songs it's competing against? Fourth criterion, can it be performed well live? Typically can't answer that question for every single act, but I do think in this stream we would be able to answer that question. And the fifth criterion is, do we personally consume the song? So this is just kind of reflecting on our own personal taste and whether or not we go out of our way outside of our just Eurovision fam life to listen to the song. And yeah, we typically have a pretty quick answer for that. All of those five criteria come together for many of the acts to see if we think it's going to be a contender for qualification. Whether or not it's a contender to win could be mentioned at any point, sure, but that's opinion based. Something that's more objective is whether or not it's going to qualify, and that is typically what we take the closest look at. So those are the five criteria and the sixth resulting criteria. And with those said, it's time to get into these songs.
Of course, yes. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into songs. We're gonna kick it off with Marcus Martinez. As I said earlier, our favorite Norwegian twins. Can't really think of any other Norwegian twins off the top of my head. Are gonna be representing Sweden this year with their song Unforgettable. So are these lyrics unforgettable?
Well, first off about this act, I find it so funny how there's two people representing Sweden, and we get one Swede in the contest, not even from that country. But the lyrics of this song, they're they're very reminiscent of Michael Jackson's Thriller in a way.
Really? Because there's a
I get
couple lines that made me
Thriller
think of Belle
vibes.
Biv DeVoe and Poison, that classic New
Oh, okay.
Jack song. Oh, I love
Yeah,
that song.
I also see that. There's also
Yeah.
kind of just like the
Her love is
ooh,
venomous. It's getting serious. Oh, yeah.
mhm,
I like that. Like, it's
toxic
just sleek, polished
manipulation.
pop.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like sleek, solid Swedish pop.
Hmm.
It's what I come to Sweden for when it comes to music in general.
Hmm.
And I just think it's really catchy and like lyrically, it's hitting like, it's not anything groundbreaking, really. But like it's
It
hitting the
doesn't feel
notes you need to
tired.
have. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. 'Cause you still have lyrics like she's gonna chew you up and leave you empty and hollow. Like, well, she's a little scary, but it's like you're still drawn
Hmm.
in, and it's like I like what's happening here.
Yeah. And it's giving you like pop lyrics without rhyming fire with higher desire, without
Oh my
saying
gosh.
sky, fly high, stuff like that. It's not throwing Eurovision song lyric kind of just buzzwords at you. It's competent. Like it has a competent
Yeah.
message, even though it's a pop song with relatively sparse lyrics.
Yeah.
It's pretty strong in terms for being a pop song, I would say.
Yeah. Production-wise, it's perfect. It's perfectly produced. It's like if there's one thing we know the Swedes can do, it is produce a pop song.
Hmm. Where's my
There's a
TI-84?
reason why. There's a reason why. Name a place, name a country, name a singer, name like a global superstar, and more than one of their entries or one of their songs was worked on by a Swede.
Hmm.
Swedes are just like
Hmm.
great pop music producers, period.
And to extend that point, if you like literally any popular singer from the UK, they work with a Swedish
Yeah,
producer. If
Americans,
you like Americans, South Koreans,
Canadians.
they work with Swedish producers all the time. The professional music world works with Swedish producers because they have a certain dialect in terms of how
Yes.
to produce something professionally and cleanly. And you hear that very explicitly in this song.
Yes.
It's so polished. It is so Swedish polished. I think
Who
that's
wrote
probably the most
this?
Swedish thing about this. It's just
Okay.
it has that crispness that you need in a Swedish entry, which can be overbearing sometimes. I don't see that in this entry though.
Yeah. It was Jimmy Joker and the Debs, along with the twins. It feels weird to be praising Jimmy Joker sometimes.
Oh, Jimmy.
Um,
Oh, Jimmy. Oh, you're like the Santa Claus. You're like the Santa Claus who was given a red coat because of Coca-Cola.
oh my gosh. I
The
mean,
production in this song, it's very calculator to me. It reminds me of a TI-84. I say that with love. I used to hate math, but one thing that was really cool about it was using the calculator.
okay.
And to be real with you, it fits. Like it takes away the kind of um I want to say somber fear of the lyrics and gives it like a really dancey, accessible, just Swedish pop track. It's the perfect foil and contrast to the lyrics, I would say.
I'm sorry, I got an eyelash in my eye or something. Hold on. Ooh.
She's unforgettable. No, I can't do the dance. One thing that's kind of fun
All right,
about
I
these
got
guys
it.
though is that
Thank you. I
Eminem
apologize
has
for
had this
that. I
career
just
for
it
a
was
long
gonna be
time.
like making me go crazy.
You are an
Um,
Olympian when it comes to just like fixing and like doing quick stuff right away.
oh, I
I
can
wish
touch my
I
eyeballs, no problem. I wear
me
contacts
I
too.
can't I can't
I
I
just
don't
don't
even
wear
wear
them.
contacts. Ugh, like it's weird.
I've got 3 pairs right next to me. I can choose from to wear. Maybe I'll wear some next stream. Who knows?
Yeah.
We got 3 pairs. Okay.
Nice.
I need to wear them before they expire. All right. So yeah. What have we missed? I apologize.
I think we're going into unique elements.
Thank you. Is it unique? No, not really. But it is sleek, Swedish, polished pop perfection. And it's done so well.
It is. And as an opener, you don't really need that like really niche, unique thing. You need something that says, we're in Eurovision, baby. And this is the exact kind of thing for it. Because Sweden, they can give us art, but it's not typically art that makes you think a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's very just accessible for all ages, all crowds. Yeah, it reflected well in this number. Not very unique, but it's still the right number to have.
All right. How well can this be performed live?
Well.
Yeah.
They're very seasoned. They're very seasoned.
And then
do we stream it?
Do we stream it? Yes, I do. I stream it, but I
I'm hot and cold with it. I have skipped it, but I do stream it too. It's not an off-limit song, but it's also not one that I actively seek out in comparison to other entries. I do get a hankering for it though.
I usually keep it on my I'm usually keep it on my like regular playlist with everybody else. I like it on that playlist a lot. So yeah. Let's just take a look at some comments here. This one's a little surprising, but okay. Arya Winning Son. Unforgettable is great. I hate how much I love it, to be honest. I want to hate them so much. It's so good. It's so well staged. However, whoever follows them in the final is in the worst death position ever. Yeah.
Don't say that Bessa is going to be in the worst spot ever.
That's so she can manage to get out of the semi, let's be honest. Let's be honest.
I mean, that is
if
true,
she can't get out of the semi, if you ever decided to switch that song into English, because it just Titan does not work for me.
It's an Albanian curse. It's a specifically Albanian curse, but
yeah. All right, this one is from Georgios Papadopoulos. I saw Eminem at the Melfest final at Friends Arena. Their live vocals are surprisingly great, and the Swedes went wild for them. I love their accents. I love house music. And then it says, I can touch them too. I need to wear contact. Oh, this is your eyes. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just hit that. Sorry,
his eyes.
I mean,
yeah, contacts.
Once you get used to it after a while, I promise. Like if you wear contacts long enough, you can just start going in there. With your fingers.
I'll be blind until I wear my glasses, but you know what? My mind could possibly change because I just got it like that.
Back when I used to have long nails and wear contacts, that would have given you nightmares.
Oh, hell no. Oh. Yeah. I just got a chill thinking about it. Okay.
Yeah.
No more talking about touching eyes. That's creepy. It's gross.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Like, just biological stuff really grosses and weirds me out, which is funny because my sister just graduated nursing school. That's why I had to leave the stream so early last week, you guys. But anyways.
Oh my gosh.
What was the last thing? Oh, do we think it's going to qualify?
No, it's not going to qualify. If it did have to qualify, it would.
Wait, could you imagine though if like the Eurovision tradition was like the host has to compete in the semifinal? It's like
the
you don't
UK
get an automatic
would be screwed even more than the usual. Yeah, no, it's fine.
It's fine. It's good. Yeah,
it's not fine. It's good. It's a great pop song. I really do enjoy it. I think that
I think it's a possible top 10 contender.
It's better than the other 2 host entries we've had from Sweden recently.
The other 2 host entries being You and If I Were Sorry.
I hated both.
It's better than You.
I hate If I Were Sorry. It is so insufferable to me. It is one of Sweden's worst entries.
Rehearse my pretty please. I know the whole song by heart, which is
I hate it. I've only listened to that song like 4 times, and I was like, I'm good. Never again.
Franz was like the golden boy back in like 2016, and then just dropped off the face of the earth after that.
Yeah,
but then again,
as he should.
but then again, like take a look at Melfest winning acts. A lot of the like not every case, but in a lot of cases, you see a harsh drop off.
Unless your name is Benjamin Ingrosso and you're going to be performing in the second semi as an interval act with your fantastic song Kite, I'm sorry, I will defend that song. It is really good. I'll defend Benjamin Ingrosso. I thought Good Loving was great. I wish that would have gone to Eurovision instead of
Robin.
Yeah, that was Robin
Yeah.
Bingston, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
it was. No, that song is trash. If Robin Bengtsson were meant to go to Eurovision, it would have been with Constellation Prize's previous year's entry because that
so
was a
good.
jam. So good. It's okay.
And then,
give him a couple more years.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. But I mean, but Marcus and Martinus are like kind of a known entity, aren't they? They've been doing this forever. And like, I know I've seen people before in chat mention last year how like girls at their school love them. And they weren't in like Sweden or Norway. They were in like somewhere else. So I think that, you know,
despite being only like 22 years old, they've had a career for an exceptionally long time. What is it? Like back when I used to just listen to Norwegian house music a decade ago, I remember seeing their names come up. And it was like, oh,
like
these
they
are
competed
little kids.
at like the little kid version of MGP forever and a half ago. So, you know, hey, if you're a child star, you can make that transition. Good on you.
If you're a child starting to make that transition and you still like your career at 22 years old, even better.
Even better. Like that's what I want to see. Yeah. So let me see. Oh no, because someone just mentioned it. Melfest 2016 had I Will Wait, Universe, Hunger, Save Me, Hunger Alone, Human, like 10 other phenomenal songs. They picked the coffee shop on a Tuesday night. Say it again. I'm not gonna lie though. Watching my girl Molly Peterson Hammer get pissed and just 10 out of 10 moment. She was like, Sweden, you know what? I'm gonna go where I'm appreciated. And she went to Malta. She took the song from Malta that year with Irlasco's song. She wrote that, like Molly Peterson Hammer wrote that song. Was like, you know, the song you have that you won MESC with is dire. Take this and I'll do your backing vocals.
Yeah. And you know, who was the last qualifier in that semifinal in Stockholm, Malta? They made it to the final. They were the last.
Deserved.
Yeah, deserved. And Ira did that pregnant, mind you.
Yeah.
She was fully pregnant.
She's visually pregnant. All right, let's go on to the next song. We're gonna go to Sweden's Neighbors. Finland. I was like, does Finland neighbor Sweden? We're gonna go to Finland, who is Sweden's neighbors and also the last country to send a song in Swedish to Eurovision.
Yes.
So let's talk about No Rules by Windows 95 Man.
Let's talk about it. Okay, lyrics. You start lyrics.
Honestly, they're funny. I think this is funny. I'm sorry. Like it's dumb. It's very stupid. But like it's that kind of stupid that I appreciate. It's like Beavis and Butthead stupid. Like it knows what it is and it's not ashamed of it. Yeah. Just cheesy dumb lyrics.
The lyrics kind of piggybacking off of silly dumb lyrics. Is anyone in the stream familiar with the term English? So there's kind of like an Asian American discourse called English, and basically what this discusses is certain phrases are translated from an Asian language into English, but it's not accurate a lot of the time, and what you get is just a lot of just slightly odd, slightly offish phrases because of just the fault in translation. There's no English in this song, but it's very English energy. Like every line kind of feels like an inspirational quote, but not in a cohesive way. It's silly, it's clunky, it's weird. It feels like it's kind of falling apart at the seams lyrically, but it works. Like it's part of the piece. you gotta
Yeah.
think to appreciate it, which is odd because you feel like it is kind of playing to a simpler understanding of English.
You can tell whoever wrote these lyrics, English isn't their first language.
No, but that's part of the
Yeah,
charm of
I'm
the
looking at the
song.
songwriters.
It's for sure part of the
That's
charm of the
100% no
song.
one who wrote this song, you know? And, like,
Hmm.
but it's, like, coming from a place that feels sincere and
Hmm.
doesn't feel like it's full of, like, it feels right that, like, everything sounds like I like that you called it, like, inspirational quotes
Hmm.
because, like, I mean, come on, the opening word is welcome. It's like, "Welcome, my name is Windows. Windows
Yeah.
95 man." It's like, okay. And they only live by one rule, and that rule is no rules. It's
No
like
rules.
it's stupid and it's fun. And like I enjoy
Hmm.
it. It's just a silly, dumb thing. Um,
Hmm.
right. Let's talk about production and genre. It's giving, I don't even know what to call this. Do you know who Gunther is? Or Gunther?
Gunter, the artist.
He Yeah, the artist, the one he came
Yeah.
out UMK
Hmm.
what 2018? It's
Wait.
like something
Wait.
his
Love is Blind. Is that
no no
Gunter?
no no. He did
Wait. Okay. Gunter. Gunter. Who? Which one was Gunter? Because I feel like I would know if you named a song, then I'd be able to. Oh, looks like Lily dropped the stream, you guys. Gunter. We will return to her point on Gunter. But I guess to talk so far about the production and genre about the song, it's dance pop. It's Euro dance. It falls kind of in the same mode that you would more or less expect a Eurovision song to fall in if you came from outside the community. You were making a point
I
about
don't know, did we
Gunther.
drop? Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. Now it's saying we only have 16 people in here. Who knows? Or
interesting.
6 people. It just dropped like the number of people viewing. Go ahead and like the stream if you're watching.
Like the stream, it'll help us.
Yeah, it'll help out. No, it was like yeah, like I think it was called like I'm not gonna say this about touching myself on stream.
Mhm.
But I think it was called something like that. Or Love Yourself, something like that. Was his UMK entry. But like it feels like it'd be in the same vein of like kind of jokey dance music that he does.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Right.
mean, like it does, and I was kind of telling the audience this while you were hopping back on, but it has kind of a genericness about it. Like there's something so
Yeah.
powerfully generic about its production. Whether or not that's an artistic choice, whether or not it's not, it doesn't matter because the sequencing of the sounds in the song is very just electro pop with a European flair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the production to me. It doesn't move in a lot of directions.
It sounds stereotypically European, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like it just falls in the American year in that manner. Um,
Hmm.
right. What else? We've talked production and genre, unique
Unique is
elements. I think
next.
the silliness is the most unique thing about it. Because it is really a joke.
Hmm.
And I think it's
It's
funny.
not
I know
trying to be
that's not
taken
everyone does.
seriously. Yeah.
Yeah. And like but it's still at the same time performed so earnestly that doesn't bother me. It's like the like I don't like it when you have a jokey entry that just feels like they're being ironic and not
Hmm.
sincere.
In a kind
This
of
has
insulting way.
sincerity. Yeah. Like I think it's beneath
Yeah.
them. This is like I'm a clown and clowning has a respectable history that goes back centuries.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Period. And by the way, you guys, they're just as fun in person. Go ahead and check out my interview with them at the Madrid pre-party ES on our channels and stuff because they were honestly really great. Like talking to them was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
So, from unique elements, how well can it be
To
performed live?
the vocal isn't good, but you're not
I don't
here for
think
the vocal.
I don't think well is what we're going for. If performing well, you need to perform it in a way that has heart. You need to perform it in a way that's
Yeah.
just fun. You aren't going for vocal. That's not the center of the criteria, basically, I would say.
And like it's performed so earnestly that you gotta respect it. You
Hmm.
know? That's how I
Yeah.
feel about it at least. Okay.
Very
Now
meta
let's
vision.
see here. Do we listen to it? Like, do we stream this? No.
No.
God, no. The thought of streaming this sounds awful to me. Like, I would never stream this. Like, you have to have the visual to go with it, or else it's insufferable.
I agree. I agree. And like as much as I really don't like the fact that I don't listen to this song outside of the Eurovision context, this is exactly the kind of thing that people from outside of the community come to Eurovision for. So there is a sense of appreciation and almost like a classic heritage with the fact that the song is in the lineup.
Yeah. Now, do we think it's going to qualify?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's going to qualify, but I think, like I said, I've compared it to Waldo's People before. This is a Waldo's People result song. It's going to make it through to the final, but like it's not going to come any higher than 20th.
Now, don't compare them to my Celine Dion and Bradley Cooper number.
Oh my God.
But wait, we skipped something. Did we skip something? How well can it be performed live? Oh shoot. Okay, for some reason. Wait, I feel like we're missing something. No, we're not.
We did
Never
lyrics.
mind.
We did production genre.
Yeah. We did unique. We did how well can it be performed live. We did do we consume it and qualify. Okay, so we did go through everything. Yeah. Just making sure. I lost track.
I mean, there's not really much to say other than if it makes you laugh, it makes you laugh. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, I mean,
I'm gonna add this.
I will say this. Cheeks.
You go ahead.
Booty out.
Finland might give you a run for your money when it comes to the amount of ass out. Honestly, I'm for it. I
know people are upset. I'm like, I'm not. It's just a butt. I don't care.
Yeah. And also, nice
having
leg.
to blur out the t-shirt is hilarious to me.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. Like that is just top tier comedy to me. And the fact that Windows go ahead and check out the social media on like Windows, as in the Microsoft Windows, and they actually had something to say about it too. It's funny.
It's just funny to me. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Seeing comments.
How I live, how I find. I don't mean to sing that song like Tony Braxton, but here we go.
Sir, please don't do that to me. Aria Winning Son. No Rules was my dead last at UMK for the best result.
It was my dead last.
It was the right decision, I guess, because Europeans will eat it up. It was my dead last. Let's not have any qualms.
It was my dead last.
It was last for me.
That will forever be one of the funniest national final moments just of all time for me. Just the fact that they got last in the jury, but had so much televote that combined, nobody would be able to catch up. Like, I'm sorry.
It was so good.
That is the greatest.
Here's the thing. I can't
be
mad at that because that's just like a fun result to me. Like,
yeah, it is.
Finland needs to rework their system. Either no jury or don't have the televote have so much power.
But no, this needed to be a reckoning moment for them. Justice for Paskana and Justice for Paskana. Yeah. Justice for Glow. Justice for all other 6 songs we lost in UMK, you guys. Oh my gosh. Even Cyan Kicks. Even though I don't really like their music, but I mean, hey, justice.
Yeah.
Justicia.
I thought Hurricane was a stronger song than what was it, Demons this year? Why is it not letting me close out? Thank you.
Hurricane was the stronger song, and I don't like Hurricane.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Right now Rue's barking. We're gonna ignore her existence. Let's push through. Right, let's talk about the next one on here. I am going to try to say this. All right. Deep breath. Nendest narkootikumidest küll, midagi. By I don't know how to say. I should have looked up how to say 5 in Estonian. I was about to say 5, but that's 5 in German. So whatever 5 in Estonian is, minist and Puuluup. So, well, thoughts on this one?
The lyrics are some of the most fun lyrics out of everybody, you guys. First of all, Estonian is a gorgeous language. It's just so beautiful working musically.
Yeah.
We say this every year. Every time we talk about the Estonian language.
Once again, Estonia and Finland. I don't want to hear any language besides your native languages, period. They're my favorites. Like, I love the
hard limit for you too.
Hard limit. Language rule only applies to you guys. I know that you have a second language you have at schools and things. I think in Estonia they also a lot of Estonians also speak Russian, and in Finland there's a sizable Swedish language minority. Don't care. Your languages are Finnish and Estonian when it comes to Eurovision. Period. Moving on.
Mm-hmm. Have an Italian attitude. How about that?
Yeah, I mean the language is gorgeous. Just underrated.
And underrated. Use the language in your musicality too. Like that. Oof, it works so nicely.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to the lyrics of this one.
Guys.
These are just fun. We're not junkies. We haven't done anything. The dresses we have on are in the dumpster find. TV show cops and police at the cottage. The only bag here is full of deposit bottles. It's just what are you talking about? We don't have any drugs here. What are you talking about? Drugs? That sound crazy. It's fun.
I've never seen a song like this in Eurovision. Lyrically,
no.
it's like telling a story, but it's also goofy, but it's not trying to be goofy in a clumsy way. It functions nicely. I like the story in it, and it's genuine. The lyrics, they just feel genuine.
Yeah. I don't know, what type of drugs do you think they're secretly doing?
Okay, so we do know from the lyrics that they do consume cider and beer, but I guess in Estonia that is just not considered a drug at all. In the United States, we consider it a drug. Let me see. So they talk. I do see mention of some fungi. I see mention of some little circular candy friends. I see mention of a lot
poppies.
Of different. Yeah, I see mention of poppies.
But this doesn't have heroin energy. Sorry. But then there's also bloodshot eyes. Because they're wearing sunglasses.
What I really like about these lyrics is the fact that it has this. Okay, so in the national final in Eesti, you see how big of a youth appeal that it had. And one of the greatest signature things that I remember from being at that kind of age between 9 years old and 15, I would say, is my just complete aversion to the thought of doing anything drug related. And that
gosh,
very resonant. And
are kids still like that?
I don't think kids have Dare nowadays.
No, Dare's for anti-bullying now. I know that for a fact. So I was at the grocery store and they're like, "Oh, we're doing fundraising for Dare," and I started laughing because I live in a state where a certain substance is legal, and we don't talk about drugs anymore. I'm like, cool, it's an anti-bullying organization now. I think Americans' attitudes on drugs have changed so much, but I know Europeans in certain countries marijuana is still really taboo, which to me is just it's why.
As a completely different aside, I made a Eurovision playlist one day that kind of had all the songs that I feel ascribed to the leaf emoji. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. What I'm going to talk about instead is the production and genre of the Estonian song. What do we think about that?
So it's hip hop mixed with folk. It's folk hip hop, folkity hop.
But it's also,
I know Georgios.
It's outside of the realm of genre too. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have the wherewithal to understand where it fits slot wise. What did Giorgio say? I don't see the comment.
Okay. Giorgio lives in Germany, and We legalized
Marius Bear.
a few weeks ago. All of the Berg smells like it. It's like, honestly,
I did see that party in Cologne.
My uncle was very excited for this development. My uncle is like in his 70s, I want to say. I'd have to do some. Yeah, he was born in 1944, so in his 70s. And so like he was very excited because he's been living in Germany since the 50s. Or no, not the 50s, since the 60s. And so he hasn't been able to partake in a long while. So he was excited. Oh wait, the 70s, because he would have went to Vietnam before he went to Germany.
I would love to get his like breakdown on how product has changed over the last like number of decades, because I'm sure he has a lot of thoughts about how the product itself has changed, not necessarily the legislation on it.
Oh, you know he does. He's an old man. Like you know he does.
That should definitely be one of the first conversations I have with him.
Everyone loves my uncle. Like everyone just loves him. He's like a chill old man. Yeah. Anyway,
bring him on the stream. But no. Anyways, you guys.
Oh my gosh, I should totally make him come on stream one day.
Hell and just be like, do it.
Like
we love guests. Come on.
Ooh,
and especially
actually
because he'll have knowledge too on kind of like the German music soundscape way back
we should bring his son
knowledge too.
His younger son, not his older son. His older son, like I'll tell you what his older son's favorite Eurovision entry is going to be. We'll get to it later on in the stream. But his younger son raps. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to get into this right now.
But I do want a breakdown. Maybe off the record you can give me a breakdown on this, because I need experience. I need to experience.
So right. Why am I looking at the Estonian lyrics? Okay, yeah. So production genre, it's very, and then what else do we have to talk about besides production genre? Unique elements.
Okay, like just adding a little bit really quickly into production and genre. The BPM is great. The BPM is just it works so nicely for this kind of song. So whoever orchestrated the production to make sure that it was this level, this BPM, very well done. Unique elements, quite a few actually. It's not typical, not even an Estonian typical entry. It's not typical of a Eurovision entry. I would say there's a lot of uniqueness to this number.
Yeah.
Kind of also thinking about the instrumentation is very unique. Like I forget the name of that instrument, but it's so cool. The string instrument, it's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, I like the fact that you're taking a folk instrument that no one's really heard of and putting it in a silly rap song about drugs. Like that just feels weird, but it feels like it works at the same time.
It's so authentic.
Like who would think to do this? I know, a crazy person, aka me, or like just someone who like wants to have fun. Because I think like when it comes to like traditional instrumentation or people who play traditional instruments, they have a reputation of being kind of like boring. But I don't know. I also like to hear like instruments that are unexpected as well.
And it's a very unexpected instrument. Like the sound of this instrument, the actual timbre of it is quite harsh, but it bodes extremely well for this kind of a song. I almost feel like the instrument needs to be kind of like the center of whatever your like piece you're writing, and it functions perfectly in the production of this song. So yeah, that definitely adding that to unique.
How well can we perform live? Okay. My issue is actually for this is going to tell, and I do stream this, but my issue with the live performance ties into whether or not I think it's going to qualify. I feel like if they just stick to what they did at Estelao, it's going to be a hard upward battle for qualification.
And stick to what they do in terms of choreo, staging, camera design, all of
Choreo,
it,
staging,
or
camera, all of it. Like if that's what you're gonna go with and you're gonna stick to it, you're gonna have a trouble. Yeah.
If this were Eurovision, I almost want to say like a dozen years ago, then it would have almost a certain shot. But because Eurovision itself has kind of moved back in the direction of concept of artistic value in a more kind of like niche and complex sense, this song does have less prospects because of that. But I do still think that can. It can. It just needs to have the same kind of like angular appeal that it does to Estonian youth. And by doing that, they need to get rid of the staging. They need to redo the choreo. They need better camera design, all of what you just said.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we've got here. Some comments. That's mostly more about drugs.
By the way, you guys, I'm avoiding like delving really deeply into any of the rehearsals because I still want to be surprised. I still want to be surprised for me.
Also, why are we going to react to like a PowerPoint presentation?
Right? Like that's bad. Come on, you guys.
Okay, I already said my one thing I said on Twitter about yesterday's rehearsal. I guess I'll say one thing about today's rehearsals. There's some styling choices.
Okay, interesting.
That's my comment. I think everything I'm talking about is clothing related because that's all we really have. There were some styling choices today that I don't like. Take with that information what you think it is.
No, honestly, I can't wait until we get into a breakdown on this. I cannot wait until the post show stuff when we do breakdowns. Like that'll be perfect.
What outfits I'm concerned by. Okay, Rue, could you get off me, please? Thank you.
Rutabaga.
Yeah, Rutabaga was just, I don't know what she was doing. Probably tattling on someone. All right. We'll see what happens. I changed my cat litter. It's a whole thing. All right. So from Estonia, we are going off to, who are we going to?
Croatia, is it?
Yeah, we're going off to Croatia. Oh my gosh, we're on our fourth song now. So it is Baby Lasagna with Rim Tim Tagi Dim. How are we feeling about lyrical content of Croatia here? I like the lyrics of this one. I'm not gonna lie. I'll start off with this.
Yeah.
The story that we're getting here is a story about someone leaving a small town and going on to the city. And like the Rim Tim Tagi Dim bit of it all, those are feeling more rhythmic than anything. Like if you're talking about like when you're drumming, you're like bump, bump, you know what I mean? So like that's like we're getting this kind of like beat from that. It's basically an onomatopoeia situation. And that kind of works as like the thing that ties the whole song together. And like it's like you talk about things you're gonna miss, and like there's something like hey, you're gonna miss the hay. It's like a small little thing, but you know, you're not gonna have that in the city. And I think that lyrically it's something a lot of people can relate to, of like having to leave your small place you live in search of like economic opportunity.
Anxious discomfort.
I feel like it's something a lot of people can relate to.
For sure.
Regardless of where you're from. And you're like, yeah, it's like that. Also that line about wanting to be one of the city boys makes me laugh because it makes me think of City Girls every time I hear it. So like I just in my head I go,
aren't the City Girls beefing right now or something? They're like beefing,
I don't know. The last song they put out was Kim Petras, and it's a good one. Not gonna lie, it's a catchy tune. Yeah, and then like the meow cat, please meow back, hilarious. Not gonna lie.
It's like I'm leaving, please acknowledge me.
But going back to the line about the city boys, it's like, oh, you know, they're gonna be like really classy and stuff, but maybe they're gonna, you know, our little folk dance that we do, and it's just like I like the feeling of the song.
And okay, so there is a clear tie between lyrics and unique element and what was the last thing? Lyrics, unique element, and I was going to tie it to something else, and I forget what that is already now, which is sad.
Mhm.
But basically, with kind of the function of the lyrics in the production and genre. Oh yeah, it was production and genre. With the function of lyrics in the production and genre, the rim tim tagi digi, like it's not just lyrical and supporting kind of like the beat aspect of the song. It also illustrates that sense of just like my heart is pounding, I'm so anxious, but I'm still doing what I need to do, kind of a sensation, when like you're in the middle of doing something, your hands go numb, but you at the same time it's just like you aren't stopped in your tracks. It's just the sensation of coming into a new space and surviving,
Mhm.
illustrated so well. Like, I mean, and it's the story of my family basically, of
Yeah.
migrating from Metro Manila out to the San Francisco Bay Area, that just fear of I don't know what's ahead, but like for what it's worth, I'm going to celebrate and remember my homeland in a
Mhm.
way that I feel is the proper goodbye. It's an incredibly complex story, despite the fact that the lyrics can come off just slightly silly at
Yeah.
times. I really admire
Yeah.
the fact that it carries that heaviness to it.
And that's like kind of the thing about this one that really appeals to me is just the fact that like this is a song that people can relate to, because even like if you've had to move because you're going to college and like the town you're
Mm-hmm.
from doesn't have a university, then you can relate to this. If
Yeah.
you're moving to a new country, you can relate to this. It's just something that kind of works almost universally for anyone who's had, I'm not even like necessarily an international immigration experience, but some kind of like transitional period where they're moving away from home. Even like
Yeah.
moving out of your parents' house to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of those things that can feel pretty common
Alienating.
to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like production wise, genre wise, it's kind of like flirting with a bit of rockiness.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah.
But also like electro house in the last like third of it.
Yeah. It kind of hangs out there, but it's saying like to me it still sounds decidedly industrial, which
Mm-hmm.
to me also like suits the thematic, the thematic element.
Working class.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like okay, maybe I'm leaving the farm to go work in a factory a la it's 1898. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it kind of can feel it works for me on that level as well. Unique elements. It's an overall package I find to be really like catchy and
Mm-hmm.
interesting. And it's just like it's nice to have it. Like it's nice to have something that's modern. And like we've had songs before that kind of are coming from that like point of view of I'm leaving,
Mm-hmm.
but like not in a way that feels joyous almost. Like there's still anxiety and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's more always like I'm gonna really miss being here and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna miss the people here, and I'm not really as excited as I am like to go. And usually
Yeah.
songs that have that theme tend to be slower and kind of sad, whereas this
Mm-hmm.
one doesn't have that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's extremely complex to try to achieve that. It's the kind of song that where it's just like, okay, I'm going somewhere, but it's not like I'm off to better things, or it's just like the grass is always greener kind of aspect. What we're looking at is my world is falling apart.
Yeah.
Like my world is falling apart because I am moving away. Either it was my choice or it wasn't my choice. What matters is the fact that my entire reality will no longer be with me. So I'm going to celebrate with it one last time.
Yeah.
Dang, like it carries a lot of weight with it, and I admire
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. No, definitely. And then I think this is gonna sail through to the final.
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
think it's not
Yeah,
gonna
I think it's
qualify.
gonna qualify. I think it's gonna qualify.
And I do
Um,
listen to this. I do stream it.
yeah, same here. So Zagreb, or should we pack sunscreen?
I mean, I know, like, it's like the beach is like an
Hmm.
hour away. I'm like, I'm American. Like, an hour to the beach is nothing. Like,
Well, I
you guys
mean,
understand. Like, if I want to go to the
what?
beach, I have to go 3-4 hours now. Like,
Hmm.
and I have to go through Virginia. And that's to get to the ocean. If I don't want to go to the ocean, it's like less time. but I don't like swimming in the Chesapeake Bay.
I've heard
swim in
less
the ocean.
savory things about swimming in the Chesapeake Bay. Definitely less than savory things.
I've done it before. The food's
Mhm.
great, not gonna lie. Chesapeake Bay cuisine, excellent. We have a lot of things that are very good from the Bay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
food
crab is
tour.
superior crab.
It's probably right. You probably are right.
Because, like, what do you guys have out west? Dungeness? I've never had Dungeness.
Dungeness, which is, I mean, it's okay. Dungeness is just okay.
I don't like snow
it doesn't
crab.
have all that much flavor. Snow crab is good, but I mean, I see why people don't like it. We don't like. I'll have to answer that question later in order to like really descend on the quality level of fish, because there are some fish that y'all got on your side that are just way better.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, I like salmon, I like tuna, I like trout, I like a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, cod is expensive over here, but what you gonna do about that?
Yeah,
The tuna here is good. I like. You know what? Yeah, Peter, call me out. Remember how? Yep, talking about the beach. I'm okay with Croatia winning because there's a beach. I'm also okay with Greece winning because there's a beach. Like, I like a beach. I don't think you
know
understand.
who also has beaches? Italy. Come on, you guys! Like, we need to go to the beach this year. It's got to be a hot girl summer Eurovision 2025. All right, another Meg reference.
And there we go, another Meg reference. I feel like for some reason I feel like Rim Tim Toggy Dim has hot girl energy. Let's be honest.
It does.
Right.
It has a twerkability to it. It has a twerkability like Mon Amour and Hollow. But Mark says, also, we say every year we want a new country to win or a cheaper country to win. Now we have that option. People are against it. Make it make sense. Not just that. It's not just about the hosting. The song itself is good enough to win.
Well, no, because there's people who are kind of turning on Baby Lasagna online, I think. Yeah.
Mark says, I do see a lot of hate towards Baby Lasagna. I get disliking the song, but people are acting very strange over it. I don't understand. Yeah. I think they feel threatened because it might actually win.
You know what? Croatia win. Let them have it. I also love Marco and his band. New Lost Boys interview with the vampire ESC outfits. They're hot. LOL. What was the song from Iceland, 1997? It'd be my Eurovision reference.
Midagi?
Is that the right one? I don't know. Probably. Paul Oscar's song. Is that his name? Yeah.
The Couch, right? I think that was Midagi. Yeah.
Yeah. That's also giving me vampire realness. I like the outfits, and I like the little doilies on the drum. I think it ties everything nicely with the theme of like leaving home, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Balkan grandmothers are the same as grandmothers in most places, which is they like a doily. They love a doily. My grandmother loved a doily. She had different doilies for each season.
Oh, dang! I want to be that kind of grandma.
I already know. When I die, I want to die in a room filled with like porcelain dolls, and make people think one of them her soul's inside of. That's my death wish at this point. If I could have that when I die, I'd be a very happy person.
Doll rooms are terrifying to me. I hate doll rooms.
I love them. They have like a comfort to them.
God, as a kid, I always used to like, my biggest fear was like haunted dolls that would come out and kill you. That was like one of my biggest fears.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about something that's not fearful.
Yeah.
Unless you're me. Netherlands. Their song is Europa. It's performed by Joost Klein. Did I ever learn how to say this man's name?
I think it's Joost. I've heard Joost.
Joost. Okay, Joost Klein. Oh, okay. See? Mark agrees with me here. Different doilies for each season.
Has a porcelain doll collection.
Did she also have like the toilet, the toilet paper dolls? I'm just curious.
Toilet paper doll. Oh wait, like they hold toilet paper. It's kind of like a ceramic thing. My grandma had one of those. Yeah,
it's like a little doll. My grandma had those too. All right, so let's go ahead and let's talk about Europa. Lyrically is the issue. The biggest issue I have with the song is with the lyrics. But it's more like I just don't like songs like Eurovision that like name other countries.
Yeah, that irks me too. That's
I
always
don't
bothered
like it's
me.
like visit my friends in France. That serves to go. People go, oh, he said France, or take a long walk in Vienna. Ooh, Vienna. That's in Austria. It's also in Virginia. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's also like a line about going to
Mentions
Paris,
Italy, like fish and
Berlin,
chips in the UK.
Poland.
Yeah. This needed to happen in Eurovision exactly one time, and that was whatever his name was, singing somewhere in Europe, representing Ireland in like what, 88, something like that.
And it's
Somewhere
just
in
like
Europe functioned as the only time that I would take that kind of lyricism in a Eurovision song.
I'm just like looking at these lyrics. Okay, so we're gonna go take the bus to Poland. Why are we taking the bus to Poland? Or the train to Berlin. The only time I've ever been to Poland is because I got on the wrong train in Germany. I wasn't meaning to
Wow.
go to Poland. I was meaning to go somewhere else. It was a whole thing. Not having enough money to go to Paris, which I understand. That's an expensive place. And like then there's like lines in German and lines and a single line in Italian.
But it's not even a complete line.
Oh, well, it's like
From
ich
what I
bin in
remember.
Deutschland, aber ich bin so allein.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the
in,
Italian. Well, I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Io
Io
sono in
sono
Italia. I'm in Italy, literally.
Okay. Okay. Never mind.
That's literally all the Italian in that song.
Sorry.
But also, like, just to kind of lyrically look at this, that's the section of the song where we see more or less a shift in the rhetoric of the song, because it's describing crossing borders, meeting different people, but not being able to feel a sense of belonging or achieve membership within a community per se.
I mean, it's like, I don't know. It also feels like unifying around Europe at the same time.
But it does feel a little claustrophobic. Because traveling the map type of songs, it's just it's an easy out, I would say.
So there's an anime that came out this year called, I'm trying to say anime. It was called A Sign of Affection. If you watch anime, highly recommend it. If you're German and watch anime, you're gonna laugh. But like the main male love interest is so smooth. And like he grew up in Germany and then moves back to Japan and goes to college in Japan and stuff. But like he's really into traveling and learning different languages. And it's like, oh, okay. And like the main female character is deaf. And so like they have a meet cute on a train because she can't hear, and like an American walks up there and starts talking to her and she's confused.
Oh no, that's so cute.
It's just really sweet because like he realizes she's deaf and he's like, oh, I want to learn sign language. I can talk to you. And like it's just like a really sweet show about like a guy who likes languages and a girl who's been very insular because she doesn't really have a lot of people who can communicate with her easily. And like all the adjustments he wants to make so he can be with her. And like, I bring it up because
that's
he likes to go
the kind of
across
story.
Europe.
That's
and
exactly
like,
the kind of story that I need to read like on a plane.
In the series, he talks about, oh yeah, like I go to Croatia a lot. I go to like the Netherlands sometimes. I go to like Germany the most because he's German and like, well, he's from Germany. And so like if you're a German speaker and you speak like even basic German, it's kind of funny because like, oh, okay, that's German with a Japanese accent. All right, that's happening in my ear right now. Okay. Sorry. But like it has the same kind of vibe as that show. That's why I brought it up for talking about this one. Yeah.
It's a global. It appeals to those who are kind of like atlas minded, I would say, who have thumbtacks and pins on like a globe where it's just like, I'm gonna hit these destinations because that's where my heart leads me. It has that.
Yeah. All right, so production and genre. Here's why I get angry. I hate
That was not a light transition at all. You just went straight in, but angry. Okay, now
I do not
talk
like
about
this
it.
genre of music at all. It's like when I think of European music I hate, it's this, especially like that breakdown bit at the end. Oh, it makes me violent to listen to. I cannot stand it. I
I've
can't
heard
stand.
a couple. I've heard tell from a couple like Dutch mutuals that that last third of the song is the most Dutch thing the Netherlands has ever done at Eurovision.
I believe it.
I
I
believe
believe that
it.
as somebody who has a father who used to love that stuff. Yes. Yeah, I believe it. I totally get that. I mentioned before I have a cousin. This would be his favorite Eurovision entry.
Just because of the
He's a
last third of the song where it's like
he's a
like all that.
DJ. He's like a
Hmm,
like this is the kind of music he makes.
got you.
And like he spins and I can't stand it. It's
He
just like for me,
spins.
is that what you call it? I don't know anything about DJing.
No, neither do I. I honestly think that is what you call it. But
Yeah. Like he just
so
he clubs way too much for a man in his 50s.
I've definitely run into a couple of those. The production of the song, you know what it reminds me of? Like pinball or Pac-Man. It brings me to kind of like a chunky big console game that you'd find in like a Pizza Hut.
Not even DDR
Not
or
no, not
like
DDR. Because DDR, there's a sort of like melodic refinement when it comes to the songs that Dance Dance Revolution picks. Like Collins' "We Will Rave" is melodically way stronger than Europapa.
yeah.
That's where the divide is. We're in
I
Europapa
just
territory with like a pinball machine.
this is like something you'd watch a terrible AMV to. Like I'm at a con, I'm in the AMV, I'm like sitting there watching AMV
Oh my
contest.
god,
A
yes,
Linkin
Naruto
Park
X Hinata.
A Naruto and like AMV to like a Linkin Park song just ended. It's like very specifically a time and place. And it's like 2004. I'm at a con
Mhm.
and then someone has Europapa to like, I don't know. What's an anime about Europeans? Hatalia. I don't know.
No, we're in 2004. When you said that, we're immediately in 2004.
No,
Let's
that
go.
series didn't come out until 2000s. Well, the manga came out in 2007. The anime was like 2010. I was
Really? I
definitely
feel
out
like
of
it was
high school.
older.
Nope. No. I was there. I was in those trenches. I was fighting those fights. Yeah. No, like it's very specifically like that. Or no, it would be like Excel Saga. Wow, I just said Excel Saga. I haven't thought about that series in like decades. Like yeah, it just has like a vibe of that. And I just or like I'm at the rave at a con.
Mhm.
Awful, terrible. Like just like it's everything I don't like in electronic music, which I know it's not my genre.
Mhm.
But at the same time, though, I've gotten Stockholm syndrome with this one. So like I kind of
Ooh,
like it
interesting.
now, but
Yeah.
I still don't like I don't like the fact that I kind of like it, if that makes sense. Like the first time I heard it, I was like, I hate this.
You're
And then
betraying
just
your own
having to be
taste.
exactly, and then just having to be in like the Eurovision space, it's grown on me.
Mhm.
But I'm like, I resent the fact that like I now sing along to it.
To the Pac-Man
Yeah.
song.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
Um, so just kind of, yeah, more so on the production and genre. The last third of this song, it it almost seems like it was how do I phrase this? How do I phrase this adequately? Because this is the knowledge I came into this with without knowing necessarily that this was going to be a Dutch sound. Um, like the last third of the song reminds me of like Club Penguin. Like it has like a very penguin walk kind of sound, you know. And I wonder if that has to do with kind of just like the awkward chunky stomping that we see at the end of the music video, which, as it turns out, is a style of dance. I found
Yeah.
out it's like stomp
That's like it makes me
core.
think of like people in cyber locks at a convention. Yeah. Like it very specifically took me in a place that it's like 100% humidity of
I've
human
never.
body sweat.
No, I was about to say, like, I've never been in this space before, but a smell came to mind. It's just like the first aspect when you mentioned that kind of space was the smell, and I've never been in this space. So
It wasn't really a smell when I was in that space. It was just a feeling of stickiness, and knowing that stickiness is because of human body sweat. It was one of the grossest experiences of my life. And like, I usually don't get grossed out by stuff, but that was really gross to me.
well, that was a hearkening moment for you. That was a moment of reckoning,
That was a
of
moment of like,
education.
that was a moment I was like, oh, I'm never gonna go to a club ever. Like, it's not
Clubs are literally
happening.
just that. Clubs are literally just that, like, sweat humidity.
I was like, oh, I'm never ever going to a club. No, I was there for like 2 minutes and left. It was awful.
Well, I mean, the club scene now, it's about like sections where it's just like you got to pay for your section, bottle service, and stuff like
I'm
that. It's
not doing
dumb.
that. I can drink at home.
Exactly. Yeah, clubbing is stupid now. But
I can drink at home and listen to music I actually like.
mhm.
Anyways, where were we at with this? Oh, how well can we perform live? I think it's sold live.
Yeah, like it doesn't really need the studio cut. It's a live song,
Yeah, it seems
you know?
fun. Like,
Yeah.
people are having a good time, even though it's not my scene. I think that's the biggest
Mhm.
thing I want to iterate is like, this is not my scene. This is not my
Mhm.
genre. But I still get like, I have a bit of an appeal to it still.
Yeah.
Even though I'm like, oh, I hate, what I mean? I'm using harsh words, but that's
Mhm.
me and
Well,
my
then
own self. Yeah.
then we come to the important figure. Do you stream it?
No, I want to say
Yes,
no.
I say yes because I actually like the song. I like the song, you guys. I don't love it, and I've skipped it sometimes. I like it though.
I was like, I want to say no, but I'd be lying.
Hmm.
I do stream it from time to time. Yeah.
It's goofy, but it's like also weirdly serious. But it's way more competitive than Finland because it feels more full package than Finland, but it's not exactly going as silly as Finland. And
Yeah.
it also has a musical cohesion that is comparable to Estonia, but it's also not quite trying to be as out there as Estonia. It's very particular, this entry.
Yeah. Um, that's about that. And then do we think it's gonna qualify? It's gonna qualify. It's in contention to win the whole damn contest.
I'm already hearing the arcade interval act with all of next year's acts, just that we're almost definitely going to sit through. That is 16 measures longer than the actual song because there's a moment where we're all just clapping and singing it together. I bet you. Rotterdam 25 could be in the books, you guys. I saw your
Excuse me.
soul leave your body. I just watched your soul leave your body. I'm sorry to have to take you through that, but that's reality, baby.
I guess the Netherlands has a
You know it
beach.
is.
And the thought of going to a Dutch beach makes me want to just end it all. I'm sorry.
I've
Oh
never been to a
man.
beach just in Northern Europe in general, so
I've
I
been to
don't
a
know.
German beach in Northern Europe. It was one of the most depressing experiences of my life. Um,
Georgios is in the chat. Who knows? He might love the German beaches. I don't
well,
know.
Georgios is from like Nuremberg. That's not near the beach.
Okay.
Um, it
Oh,
was.
wait, okay. To modify my last point, I have been to an Irish beach, and that was depressing as hell.
I feel like an Irish to beach would be really hard to sit through.
Every night in my dreams, like it's like Titanic water. That's all you think the whole time. It's like that is cold.
Oh, someone's gonna have hypothermia. I'm seeing Leonardo DiCaprio sink into the depths mentally.
I mean, like part of my time of being at school there was going to the Titanic Museum, but yeah, the water's very cold, and I cannot acclimate to that kind of water. I'm just tropical like
But you
that.
live in California. I mean,
Yeah.
that's my issue with the beaches in California, though, is that the water
Mhm.
is too cold.
The water's too cold, first of all. Second, because of like Pacific upwell, we got a lot of like deep water, like nutrients, plankton, stuff like that. That doesn't happen on the
Yeah.
East Coast. So it's not only cold, but it's also like dangerous for you.
Yeah, like it's like because like the way the current works.
Jellyfish, like
I mean, we
yeah,
have jellyfish too, but like because the way the current works, your water is colder than our water because like ours
yeah.
is like warm. Like you're getting like the reject water, like that keeps Europe warm. Is the water
I
you
have not
get.
been to an East Coast beach, but a lot of my friends who like went out there from here have mentioned that the water's hot on the East Coast. Like it's
Yeah,
hot.
it's warm. Like you can there's a temper like when it snows, it doesn't snow along the coast as
Mhm.
much because the water's warm.
And dang. I mean, it doesn't snow here and the water's freezing, so
Yeah.
love
But
Pacific
like
up well.
I went to like the beach in like San Diego and I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah,
No.
it's very cold. It's very cold pretty much until you get down to like Panama. But yeah, that's beside the
Yeah,
point.
which yeah, I'm sorry. We went on a tangent about beaches.
We just being silly. We being goofy.
Yeah, because we're done. We have reviewed all the songs for this
We
year.
reviewed all the songs for Eurovision. That was the last one. Oh
Next
my
week
gosh.
next week is a special week. Kind
Very
of go
special.
over what's happening. So on Sunday, our regular stream day, it's gonna be at an earlier time. We are doing the Turquoise Carpet live stream that we do once again. If you've never joined us for the Turquoise Carpet live stream, it's basically us reviewing outfits for about 4 hours.
It's so much fun though because the people they just dress up so nice and Lily is so knowledgeable about fashion. So yeah, I listen to her.
I wasted enough of my teenage years. And then we also, I think that same day, we've got one other stream that's gonna be happening right after the Turquoise Carpet live stream. So it might just be me on for like extra long. Because I'm unemployed. So I've got like time to do stuff.
It's a vibe.
Tuesday is going to be a post show. So right after the semi is over, there'll be a 30-minute post show debrief. The Tuesday one, it's gonna be Jordan, Elda, and Andrew. So you guys will be able to meet Andrew for the first time. Then for semifinal 2, it is going to be myself, Andrew again, and Jordan. So hello, Jordan, you'll be back.
Yes.
Then we'll also have a stream after the grand final, which will have Elda, Jordan, and Augusta will be able to be there for that one. So you're going to be able to meet a couple of people from the team who you guys haven't met yet. I don't think anyone's met Elda yet.
Elda, I mean, she has done a couple interviews so far, but when she has been on stream, I wouldn't be able to tell you. This might be the first time.
Yeah, and you'll be able to meet Andrew, who he's the newest member of the team.
He's the
And you
feature.
guys know
He's the
Augusto.
feature.
We love Augusto.
Yeah. You guys know
So
Augusto. Yeah.
Next week we'll be having 4 streams. It looks like. Keep an eye out for that. Once again, if you are going to be in Malmo or Copenhagen or DC, we do have those events going on. And again, that's eurovisionfam.com/events. Can't believe we're already here for next week being the show.
I know. Oh, gosh. I almost, okay, like because the season's almost over, I do want to just like throw out there before everyone hops off. I do want to throw out there, I really want to do another summer stream where we review an old year again. That was so much fun.
Yeah, we'll have to choose a better year this year.
Yeah. I mean, 2009, it's hard to choose a better year than 2009.
1966.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Honestly, let's go. Let's go further back. We've been trying to commit to doing that. Let's go.
It's a good year. I feel like there's a lot of really good, or 73. I feel like there's a lot of good songs.
Let's jump back 50 years. Let's go. Because that's heritage, baby.
Well, 50 years would be 74.
Do you guys have any suggestions for years that you would like us to just kind of like look over the summer? Because I'm already going to miss you guys. I can't believe the season's already over.
Mark, I can already tell you, you don't want me to do that. You don't want me to review 2001.
I want Lily to review 2001. Mark, thank you for planting
Oh my gosh,
seed.
K-pop 24/7 just reminded me of the thing we always forget.
The poll. This is embarrassing. Why? I can never remember this damn poll. Thank you, K-pop.
You know what?
Thank you,
K-pop 24/7.
Honestly, here's some flowers.
One day I'll remember.
Thank you for reminding us to do our job.
I hope that your bias sees your tweet and likes it. I don't know. Is that a K-pop thing?
Blackjacky saw. Blackjack Sengake. That's all I'm gonna say.
The only Korean words I know are like food related. Oh, I'm in the wrong account.
All the K-pop I know was literally funneled through all of 2NE1's discography, and I know that because I listened to all their discography just yesterday.
Ooh, 2NE1 I do like. They're like
2NE1 is they're the only K-pop band I still listen to this day.
2NE1. Abracadabra is Brown Eyed Girls.
Yeah. Oh my
is a
god,
bop.
Brown Eyed Girls. Like honestly, that era of K-pop, like Miss A, even prior to that, like TVXQ, Older
Miss
Shiny.
A. Yes.
Miss A, that was a hit.
Well,
But then again,
remember
that's just JYP and
remember when
YG.
Shiny did a cover of a song that came third at the Eurovision national final in Germany in 2008?
I remember that. I do remember that actually. And that was back when I was like in the K-pop sphere, not even understanding what the show was. But they like bought the song or something, from what I understand.
Yeah. I don't know. I never.
But the
I'm
poll.
I'm trying to find the poll. Shh. Don't judge me. Most of
But
our
yeah,
viewers
like
are over on Twitter today. Let me
interesting
find the
thing, you guys.
poll.
So before coming into the Eurovision community a decade ago, that's when I started to fall out of the K-pop community. Just because, like, I feel like I say this every year, but there was a shift between 2014 and 2016 as to like how K-pop was created, and I prefer the older version of just the entire genre. So yeah, I listen to Eurovision now in comparison. I still listen to my 281 girls though.
I love K-pop. I want to say, like, I left being hardcore into K-pop in like 2008, 2009-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be like listen to it a lot more before
G
then.
G G G baby.
Oh yeah, I remember when G hit the
G
streets.
girly. Uh-huh. That's Asian culture right there, baby.
I remember when that song came out. So poll results. In last place we have Marcus and Martinus.
Ooh,
With 9% of the
okay.
vote. Yeah, I know. I was a little shocked by that. Finland. Oh, guess how many votes we got this time?
How many did we get? I want to say total 25.
No, 69.
Ooh.
Yes, but
funny thing, when you turn 16 on its side, it's the cancer symbol, which is me. But yeah.
Okay. So then Finland came in fourth with 10%, which I was expecting Finland to be low. Netherlands is the third place, and they had 20. Here's the thing: the top three are really close together. So like the Netherlands is 25%, then Estonia with 28%, and Croatia with 29%. So like this is probably the closest kind of bunch we've had. Yeah.
I wonder how that's going to leverage out, especially with Croatia being just slightly, like ever so slightly taking the win. I wonder if that can actually be reflected in Malmö.
I don't know, because I feel like it's going to be either Croatia or the Netherlands who wins the televote this year. Or like I feel like it's going to be one of the two, but then at the same time, I can see them kind of siphoning points off of each other. Like, I don't know. We'll talk about who we think's going to win next week, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're done reviewing
the
songs now.
I have like a 3-part joint first at this point this year.
Yeah. I mean, we really don't need to have like our winner until the performances start.
Yeah.
So
until we see like actual rehearsal, which won't be until next week. Anyways, thank you all so much for joining us. And we will be back next week. So
like, subscribe, and yeah, next week we'll be off reviews. We'll be talking to you guys right before the show gets started.
Yeah. All right. Where's the button I'm pressing? Where's end stream? There's end stream.